Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jakun. I'm going to be discussing my personal top 5 light novels that I have read since 2020 and why I think you should read them. I started reading light novels in May of 2020, back when they were starting to get a lot more popular due to the stay-at-home orders during the pandemic. Not only were the light novels selling well due to the success of their anime adaptations, but also the printing business could not keep up with the demand of these books. And a lot of times I either could not get my hands on them and I'd have to wait for months to get one, or I would have to get it as soon as I could. Now keep in mind, I'm not fully caught up with most of these light novels, so I'm basing my recommendations purely off what I've read so far, and I'll list how many volumes I've read each time I message a light novel. But without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with the video is a light novel that, while it has a story and character archetype lineup similar to that of the Monogatari series, it managed to leave a very heavy impression on me, and that would be the Albuta or the Bunny Girl Senpai series. This light novel has some of the best written drama I've ever seen in a novel, or just media in general, and it really made us, the readers, feel connected to the characters and their experiences in adolescence. I loved watching the anime when it came out in fall of 2018, and I'd say after reading about 3 volumes, the anime did the novels justice. The anime did a great job adapting the light novels and did not skip most of the content from the novels. With this in mind, you don't have to read the novels, but if you're already a fan of this well-written drama, I highly recommend you read this light novel. On the downside though, it has a pretty slow release schedule, so don't expect a lot of content after you finish the anime. Next up is a light novel that I believe represents the true and natural progression of a blossoming romantic relationship. I am talking about the one and only Otonari no Tenshi, or The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. This light novel contains some of the cutest and most heartwarming moments in a story about 2 closed-off individuals who slowly start to not only open up more to each other, but to other people as well. Readers get to experience a romance that doesn't happen in the spur of a moment, Toikaku, but rather is slowly built upon itself like a layered cake filled with heartbreaking, joyful, and blissful moments of the time Amane and Mahiru spend together. I cannot wait for the anime to come out, and I recommend this series for anyone that's looking for a slow and steady romance with an excellent payoff. It's not too uncommon for a lot of time travel stories to be jumbled up pigsties that reek of rushed and poorly planned writing. And while there is a fair share of well-written time travel stories I have yet to experience, this story about the torment of a young man's once peaceful life was truly a hidden gem in the ever-expanding pool of light novel titles. While I have only read the first volume of The Empty Box in Zeref Maria, it contained one of the most frightening yet masterfully written non-linear stories I've ever experienced. I really enjoyed how each time loop in the story did not feel the same, yet each time loop carried so much weight and importance to the story, and how each detail revealed would slowly become more relevant to the story as it went on. Unfortunately, while the entire series of 7 volumes is no longer in print in English, I highly recommend reading the first volume of this series, as it is considered to be one of the best gateway light novels for anybody to enjoy. My experience with the mecha genre has been a rough one. The Gurren Lagann introduced to me how adrenaline rushing and fun mecha action can be, while Darling in the Franxx made me realize mecha anime can also have many problems that completely ruined the genre for me when I first watched it. I went through a 2-year period without watching any mecha after Darling in the Franxx, yet I knew that eventually there would be an anime or light novel that would bring me back to appreciate the heights a story of this genre could take itself. That light novel would be none other than my anime and light novel of 2021, 86. 86 was a mecha war drama that did not romanticize or glorify any aspects of war. It covered a lot of very heavy subject matter such as genocide, oppression, and post-traumatic stress conditions. 86 was also a story with an excellent amount of balance in the development of not only its main characters, but also its side characters. The members of the Spearhead Squadron felt like real people that unfortunately grew up in an environment in which they had to constantly be on guard in fear of being the next member to get killed in battle. Overall, this is an excellent light novel that I highly recommend to anybody who's into war dramas and a rich cast of characters. Most of you probably saw this last recommendation coming from a mile away, but hear me out, please. There comes a time in your life in which a piece of media pulls you in, and sooner than later, you're already engrossed in it. A story so enjoyable, rich in character, complex and well written, and you always come back to see what new scheme is going to follow through next. This is the light novel that introduced me to the world of light novels back in May of 2020, and that would be none other than my personal favorite light novel series, Classroom of the Elite. While it is up for debate for how well the anime adapted the novels, I cannot deny that the majority of my positive experience with the series has come with reading the light novel. The light novel has so much personality to the cast of characters and its complex writing that I couldn't help but get engrossed very quickly in this typical yet weirdly thrilling school drama. It also has one of my personal favorite protagonists of all time, Kiyotaka Aino Koji. The way he goes about monologuing his experiences in a new high school environment and seeing what it is like to live in a competitive yet peaceful lifestyle left such a unique impression on me, and it is something I wish the anime would also be more open to portraying. After reading the entire first year of the story for 14 volumes, I can safely say that the characters have grown a lot since they first started their school life, and I cannot wait for the next 2 years of their journey in year 2.